and welcome to In the Library with
Tara!
And I'm Adrian, and we're joined today by our special guest,
Liz!
Welcome, Liz. So what is it you do here?
I work in the circulation department.
What's that mean?
That means I sit at the front desk and answer the phones and help patrons with all their questions and do our delivery and our check-ins and our holds and everything else that there is to do at the library.
That sounds fun. I want that job.
It's a good one. You should check it out.
Oh, wait, that's what I do.
That's what you say you do.
That's true.
All right, so what is it we are here to talk about today?
We are talking about anime and manga today.
Anime and manga.
My favorite subject.
For those of our listeners who may not be in the aware, how would you define anime and manga?
Oh, gosh. Well, it's a form of Japanese media, similar to graphic novels, comic books, but they are written and produced in Japan. Anime is the animated TV show or movie adaptation of a manga series.
Fantastic. Although I would like to point out, they do not have to be based on a manga. There are original animations.
That's true.
They used to have their own term. It used to be OAV for the original animation video.
Oh.
Now that's come to mean all sorts of other things. What was your first anime or manga?
The first anime series I watched completely was Death Note. The first manga series that I read entirely was Spy Family, which is still ongoing, so continually reading that all the time.
Those are both very good. Why don't you tell us the story of Spy X Family?
Okay, Spy Family is about a family. One of the members of the family is a spy. The other member is an assassin, and their child is overall omniscient. She can read minds. None of the three of them know what the other does, except for their daughter, because she can obviously read minds. So the series is about them doing their daily jobs, if you will, and trying to keep it a secret from the other members of their family.
Like the husband and wife, like they don't know that one's a spy and one's a...
No idea.
They just gravitated towards each other with their lines of work.
Their relationship is actually a sham. He's pretending to be married to her. She's pretending to be married to him because they both have reasons they want to keep their relationship status secret.
But they think that the other one believes it's real.
Yes. Yeah. They are assuming that they are regular, normal people, and that neither one is the case. Small spoiler alert, eventually they do get a dog, and their dog can, in fact, see the future as a result of a failed government experience.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. My personal opinion, and I realize there are many out there who will disagree with me, the dog was a terrible addition.
I love their dog. Bond is his name. Spy Family, of course. He is one of my favorite characters. He does not speak. He can see the future, so only their daughter, who can read minds, can communicate with him. Still one of the best characters in the show.
I love the idea that if she couldn't read minds, it's just a dog that can see the future but can do nothing about it.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty much. And then he's always so stressed out, and then his parents are like, "What's wrong? I don't get it." Because he's seeing some horrible thing that's going on in the future.
And if you don't mind, to very briefly tell our listeners what Death Note is about.
Because you love
That's a fun one. So Death Note is about a high school-aged boy. He finds a journal walking through his school campus. He goes outside and picks it up, and when he does, a demon from a sort of purgatory-like place shows up and tells him that he is now in possession of the Death Note. So anyone's name that he writes down in this journal, they die. He can choose how they die, when they die. He can be as detailed as possible. But because he picked it up after it fell from this purgatory place, he is now the owner of it, and he is responsible for it.
So they have a movie like this. I'm assuming it's based off the same thing, but which do you think came first? The movie or the manga?
The manga.
The manga, yeah.
So the movie's
and then
based
the
off of
animated
this?
series.
So...
Is it a live-action movie?
Well...
It's an actual...
movie.
Yeah.
There was one that came quite a while later.
Yeah, so there's the manga Death Note, and the plot is basically Light Yagami, the Death Note owner, is trying to hide from a detective whose name is L. And L is trying to prove that Light is the supernatural killer, and Light is trying to figure out L's real name so he can kill him. So it's a cat and mouse thing, but it started as a manga. It got an anime adaptation. Then it got a live action adaptation. Then it got an alternate universe live action adaptation. And then Netflix picked it up for a really weird take with Willem Dafoe.
Huh. Doesn't seem like his type of film.
Well, he plays the Death God.
It wasn't a very good film, I will say that. As someone who has seen the original animated series, not a very good film.
Tara, have you ever read a manga or seen an anime?
Well, actually, looking into this, it's funny because there's a lot more anime that I have seen than I realize. Because, like, growing up, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! I've seen episodes of Pokemon and Sailor Moon. So, more than I thought. I did get really into a series in high school called Crimson Tide, which is a fun about this girl who wants to play volleyball, but her parents don't want her to, so she ends up pretending to... she doesn't pretend to be a guy. She goes and she tries out for the guy's team, but she's living in the guy's dorm house and without the school knowing, and she's like their den mother. So that way she has a place to live because her parents won't pay for it. So it's a cool series. I like it. But honestly, not... That's like the extent of it. Not my thing, really. Apologies to my niece who is obsessed. But I did bring in a series that I love, Lore Olympus, which is a little bit of a cheat because it's a graphic novel. However, I looked it up, and basically the only difference between the two is that this is not in the Japanese style, and it's not written right to left. Other than that, they are the same, so it counts in my opinion.
Anything that gets the children reading, right?
Right.
Or adults, teens.
Anybody.
No, this is an adult graphic novel. It's so good.
I haven't read it, but I know it was very popular when it was still like coming out. Like
It still is coming out.
Is it?
They got another one, number 9, coming out this year. So I love it because it's based on Greek mythology, which I'm very into. So it was interesting to see someone's take on Hades and Persephone, their relationship and coming together. Makes it a much sweeter version than the original Greek mythology. But yeah, it's really good. Gets a little soap opera-y in a couple of them. So if you like the drama, it's there. And the drawing is fabulous. I love the colors she uses. It's all very vibrant and otherworldly. So highly recommend. So I only kind of cheated.
Only kind of cheated. Just a little.
Just it still counts. It's just not the Japanese style.
A little bit of cheating as a treat.
That's a treat.
So my anime experience is a little different than both of theirs. My first anime was Akira, which is the story of a young boy named Tetsuya who discovers he has godlike psychic powers and tries to take over the world.
As one should.
The eponymous Akira does not feature in the film, only in the manga. His entire part was cut for the anime. Yeah. Tetsuya, using his godlike powers, tries to take over the world, and his former friend Canada tries to stop him, and it is incredibly violent, and I watched it probably far too young. The interesting thing is, the manga Akira is 5 very large volumes long. The movie only covers the first volume and removes Akira. Who the entire series is named after, but whatever.
Not important.
Not important. And then from there, I also watched Sailor Moon.
Yeah, good choice.
The story of a young girl who discovers that she's the secret princess of the moon and will someday lead the world into a 1,000-year golden age.
And I'm sorry, I refuse to believe that they are human. I know you said they die and are reborn as humans, but...
Yeah, the manga... So this is one of those interesting things. The anime is very much targeted at tweens, teens. Mm-hmm. It's very, very family-friendly. I mean, you could even let little kids watch it, really. It's just pretty and whatever.
I was pretty young when I watched it.
They throw magic jewelry at each other and stuff. But the anime it's based on is actually quite dark, with lots of deaths and suicide and violence and things that they just pulled out to make it all family friendly.
Probably a good choice.
Yeah.
I have not watched Sailor Moon. I've seen bits and pieces of it. My older sister was into anime far earlier than I was. She watched Sailor Moon and Pokemon, Black Clover, Fairy Tail, all of those like old school ones. I would catch pieces of them here and there, but it was quite a while before I was into it myself.
One thing that's interesting to me, and maybe you can share a similar series, a lot of anime that seemed to be done, they seem to be experiencing a revival. Sailor Moon ended. It got revived as Sailor Moon Crystal. Trigun ended, which it's a space western, and it's getting rebooted as Trigun Stampede.
Which is phenomenal. For being a reboot, I enjoyed Trigun Stampede far more than I ever enjoyed Trigun. And I think that is true. I think a lot of things they're picking up again. I wonder if it's almost a sort of nostalgia, like people remember things that they watched when they were kids, or they saw this super popular series here and there, and now it's back and they can watch it again. I've noticed a lot of the opposite as well. They will release a new show or something new is out, new manga series. They adapt it, and then they sort of stretch it out super, super far. Like, my favorite example to use for this is Attack on Titan, which is one of the most popular anime series of all time. It is phenomenal. It is so good. I watched the first 3 seasons of that show, absolutely loved it. I was waiting for season 4. They released season 4 part 1. Then they announced that it would be season 4 part 2 part 1, and then part 2 part 2, and then part 3 different. It was such a mess of how they were releasing this season because it was so popular and so many people were watching it. I think they thought they could extend it a lot more and kind of drag it out over a couple years under the guise of like, oh, it's complicated. We have to, do all of these things that we've already been doing for 3 seasons. So I actually never finished the animated series. After like the first couple announcements of how it was coming out, I got the manga. I read it all the way to the end. That was 2 or 3 years ago now, and I never finished the show. Because it just got to the point where I'm like, how am I even going to remember any of this if it's stretched out so far?
You're not.
So, yeah, right. So I ended up reading it all the way up to the end. I think I enjoyed it a lot better that way, and I laid it to rest where it needed to be.
There is a definite trend where when a manga gets real popular, they try and adapt it to an anime as quickly as possible to ride that popularity. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with Bleach at all?
I have not seen it, but I am familiar with it.
We have that here.
We do. Mm-hmm. Bleach is a very popular anime. The manga started when I was in college 20 years ago, and it got an animated series that started within a year of it coming out because it was so popular. Mm-hmm. It is about a young gentleman named Ichigo who is the titular Bleach because he bleaches his hair blonde, which is a no-no in Japanese society. But he has a near-death experience with a monster and gets sort of recruited to join the Grim Reaper Society. And manga started slowing down because the writer started having some health issues and some other things. And the anime caught up, and then they literally did 100 episodes of filler. Episodes that had no impact on the plot. They just sort of went in a circle for 2 years so the manga could catch up and start story. And that kind of filler is definitely frustrating.
It is. And, I mean, we can't have an anime and manga series without mentioning, of course, One Piece, one of the longest-running anime series ever. And to be fair, in the grand scheme of things, One Piece has a very, very low filler count in terms of the anime. I think there's only like 100 or so episodes, which seems like a lot. But when there's 1,300 episodes of the show that are out, it's been on since, I think, 1999.
Yeah.
So 26 years of One Piece. It's still being written. It's still coming out on like a weekly basis. The manga chapters are. But it has gotten to a point where the show is not coming out weekly anymore. They're taking a couple months in between what's released to kind of catch up. And it does happen that way. Something gets popular and they want to adapt it because more people will watch it than will read it, and then they catch up and then they're like, well, where do we go from here? But people still want to keep watching, so they throw in a bunch of extra. Filler is, I guess we should explain, filler is anything that's in an animated series that isn't in the manga series. It's not considered canon, so it's just extra storyline, it's character backstory, it's extra arcs that don't relate to the main story. That's called filler. So they use that to continue a show on while they're waiting for a manga series to be adapted.
Excellent. And One Piece tells the story of a stretchable pirate named Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy. It is my son's favorite anime and manga. One Piece stuff is all over our house, for better or worse. So if you're looking for something to get your young reader started, One Piece, very popular with the young demographic. For something slightly older, what would you say about Jujutsu Kaisen?
So, okay, to preface, I am 22. I watched the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen a couple years ago. I would not recommend it for a younger audience. I think it is a phenomenal show. The manga series is good. The animated series is good. The animation style is good. The storyline is good. All of it is incredible. It does get fairly violent. So I don't know if I would really recommend it for younger audience. I think teen and above is perfectly reasonable. But that one is a very popular one that I have seen a lot more. When the show first came out, it was all I was hearing about for good reason, because it is good. But I don't think it's necessarily going to fit that younger demographic.
Right. Perhaps something more like My Hero Academia?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good one. That one's fun. It's light. It's fun. There is a little bit of like cartoony violence, but they're superheroes. It's not anything graphic for sure.
Do you want to tell our listeners the rough overview of My Hero Academia?
Yes. So in the society, nearly everyone has what they call quirks. It's some sort of special ability. Some of them are like superhero-like powers, super strength, super speed, things like that. And some of them are very minor, just daily things that would make their lives a little easier, but everybody has them. Our main character, Deku, does not have a quirk. He wants to be the strongest superhero there's ever been, and he does not have a quirk. So he goes to this school. He meets the strongest superhero of all time. He saves him from a situation. He goes to My Hero Academia, which is a school full of kids with these super strong, super special quirks, and they learn how to be superheroes.
I want to be a superhero.
And we should clarify, Deku doesn't have a quirk or power, but through the course of the show, he gains one.
He does.
From his hero.
Gosh, Adrian, spoilers.
I know. It's like the second issue, though.
I think so. It's pretty early on.
I'm going to go ahead and shill two of my favorites here just because I can. You'll never find it to stream or to read anywhere, but if you get the chance, do check out The Big O, which is a story of a man whose job is to be a negotiator. He negotiates hostage releases and serves as an intermediary between the company that controls the city and the populace at large. In a world where most of civilization was destroyed 40 years ago in an event that no one can remember, and he's trying to figure out what happened 40 years ago, and he pilots a giant robot to beat up other giant robots.
40 years is not a long time for people to forget what happened.
Yes, and the older folks of the city are really concerned about that because they should remember what happened 40 years ago, and nobody over the age of 40 remembers a thing.
Sounds like aliens are involved.
And if you like horror, check out Anything by Junji Ito.
Oh, incredible. So also not recommended for kids. Disclaimer, do not give this to your children. But if you are a horror fan, Junji Ito does it better than anyone.
His most famous work is probably Spiral, where people start seeing spirals ominously, and then they inevitably, Final Destination style, end up dying in some horrifically spiral-related incident.
See, I might like that series.
It's a lot of I wouldn't even call it a series. I don't know if he has many ongoing series. It's a lot of short stories almost.
Yeah, there's just, I believe Spiral got combined because it was a series of short vignettes, but they sort of strung them together into one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But something listeners should be aware of, anime and manga can be for all ages. There are things for the very young, such as Pokemon or Pretty Cure.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
There are things for the much older audience, such as anything by Junji Ito. Another one, maybe have you ever seen a Studio Ghibli film?
Just the Kiki's Delivery Service.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
Phenomenal. Everything Studio Ghibli is phenomenal. You would absolutely love, as someone who knows you personally, Howl's Moving Castle. You would adore that movie.
I don't think I would.
So good, Tara. I'm telling you, it is so good. It is so cute. It's fun. Studio Ghibli is just the kind of thing you put on, you like get comfy on your couch and you watch it. It's so good. Those absolutely recommended for any ages. There's nothing inappropriate. They're not violent. They're just nice, cozy, comfortable films.
I would give it a try with my niece. She is obsessed with everything manga and anime right now, so I would be willing to give it a try if she was with me. Because at least then she'd be happy.
Did you ever see Spirited Away by any chance?
That's one with the horse?
No.
Oh! Yes, I did. I saw it in the theater because it came out just before COVID, right in 2020. Not a fan. My roommates dragged me along, and the best part was that I went to a movie theater where they brought the food to you.
That's surprising because Spirited Away is like Ghibli's biggest hit.
Absolutely.
It's the Japanese version of Alice in Wonderland.
Well, I think we just proved that this is not Tara's section.
Well, regardless of what Tara thinks, they
Sure.
are phenomenal movies.
I am definitely in the minority. I'm aware of that. Like, this is very popular, and like I'm glad people like it. I'm glad that it's out there because there's something out there for everybody.
And those two are the kind of movies that for people who don't watch anime or read manga, I still find that they enjoy those movies. Even if that's not like a genre they're familiar with, those ones are usually pretty easily digestible and people tend to like them.
I'm gonna quickly roll out a couple of titles here for all variety of ages and interests. For people who might be interested in getting into anime or manga and just aren't sure where to start. If you're teen and older, Naruto and the follow-up series Boruto are very popular, telling the story of a young ninja named Naruto who has a terrible curse. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, an anime and manga going on since the 80s that tells the story of a family that is destined to fight a vampire named Dio until the end of time. A more recent one, Dan Da Dan, which tells the story of a girl who believes in ghosts and a boy who believes in aliens.
Yes.
I have that right?
Yes.
And their misadventures trying to prove and disprove all of that. If you're into sports, Blue Lock is a soccer anime and manga, and Haikyuu is a basketball anime and manga.
Nope.
Volleyball. That's right. Volleyball. My apologies.
That's okay.
You're right.
I love that series. That was the second series that I followed up Death Note which is hilarious because one of them is very dark, depressing, angsty teenage boy, and the other one is fun, happy volleyball team. So both very good.
No,
Crimson Hero is volleyball too. I have something to add.
A current, really tearing up the sort of popularity charts right now, Frieren? I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Oh, that one's interesting. I haven't seen it, but I have been seeing a lot of media about it. It's like a fantasy anime. It's about an elf and like her adventuring party.
She's immortal, and it sort of delves into her reminiscing on adventures she went on with party members who have since passed because she is immortal and she mourns the people she has lost along the way.
Wait, are they with her as ghosts?
No.
Or she just remembering them?
She just like remembers adventures they had while they were alive.
Another recommendation if you're into the fantasy D&D space, Delicious in Dungeon. Very, very good. There's only one season of it, I think, out at the moment, but I absolutely devoured it. It is so good. It is about an adventuring party, and they are obviously on their adventures, and they get stuck in a dungeon. They're trying to find one of their lost party members, and they have to figure out, well, how are they supposed to eat? So they go through all these battles and things, and then they come up with recipes based on the things that they're battling around. It sounds so silly, but it is phenomenal. Very, very good.
Combining your love of cooking and your love of D&D.
There you go. Perfect.
Other popular series, Full Metal Alchemist, which tells the story of two brothers who made the mistake of trying to bring their mother back from the dead, and now they're trying to get a body for the younger brother. And there's some World War stuff going on in the background. Yeah.
Not so background. Pretty prominent, but it is going on.
Yeah.
Two things are happening at once.
If you're looking for something a little bit more cozy, low-key, consider checking out something like Yatsuba and, which tells the story of a single man raising a daughter and the misadventures she gets up to, because she's full of misadventures.
Cute.
A personal older favorite that I like to recommend every chance I can, Kimagure Orange Road, which tells the story of a love triangle with a man who wants to ask a woman out but accidentally ends up dating her best friend, and he has two sisters with psychic powers. It's really weird.
Interesting. See, now I'm learning about new things.
It's really weird, but I loved it. And any other titles you like to recommend real fast?
I feel like the only genre that we haven't really touched on is romance.
Romance.
Are you guys familiar with any romance series?
I know Nana and Paradise Kiss.
Okay. The two that I like to recommend, Kimi no Todoke, very cute, very sweet high school romance, and Horimiya, also incredible, another very sweet, very fluffy high school romance. So if you're not into the battling, the fantasy, the gods and ghosts and aliens, some very good romance animes out there as well.
So if we allow graphic novels and you're interested in the Bridgerton series, there is one single graphic novel.
What?
We're getting a little off track, but we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
It's graphic novels. I've already proved that it's close enough to count. So there's one. If you read the books, they talk about a fictional book called Mrs. Butterworth, or Mrs. Butterworth's Adventures, and she actually turned that into a graphic novel for people to read. It's not amazing, but it's a fun it's a fun historical read, and it's a graphic novel. There's drawings and the frames, and yeah, for people like me.
Whatever you're reading, be it anime, manga, watching.
Reading or watching?
Regardless what you're into, if you're reading or watching, taking in media, be it Japanese or not Japanese, definitely check out graphic novels and the manga section of your local library.
Please do.
Yeah.
Should we turn to what's going on at your local library?
We shall. Don't fling your papers at me. Uncouth. Coming up at the Bedford Branch Library is Children's and YA Book Swap. This will be on February 23rd from 6 to 7:30. Bring your children's, juvenile, and young adult books to swap for new ones. This event is for families and teens. Light refreshments will be served. For rules and registration, please check out the calendar events in the QR code below.
Also coming up at the Bedford Branch Library on February 21st, we are having gardening for beginners. If you are new to gardening, you can come learn the basics with our very experienced, very lovely Michelle. They'll discuss the best practices, soil health, and the must-have tools to get you started on your gardening journey.
Bedford Branch Library is pleased to present Musical Bingo 1950s edition, coming February 5th, 2026, from 6 to 7 p.m. Get ready to rock around the clock as we travel back in time to the 1950s. We're playing Musical Bingo. Register online.
Movies from the Decades. This happens the second Wednesday of each month at 1 p.m. at the Bedford Branch Library. Coming up in February, it'll be the Philadelphia Story on February 11th, and this decade is the 1940s. So this is a really cute series because every month, we're going through the decades. So last month was 30s, then it's 40s, yeah. So come check it out. It's in the community room. It's really fun. Come see the Philadelphia Story.
There's popcorn.
I like popcorn.
For a bit of self-promotion, I am hosting a club here at the Bedford Library. Every Thursday at 5 o'clock, we are having trading card game nights. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic, One Piece, whatever trading card games you like to play, come on by, find a table, find someone to play with, bring your cards. We have extra cards here. If you don't know how to play, then come learn. We're happy to teach you.
The Bedford Branch Library is pleased to present Travel with Friends. Join the friends of the Bedford Library as we travel to various places with our friends. Light refreshments will be served, courtesy of the friends of the Bedford Library. Coming up soon on February 8th, which is a Sunday at 2 p.m. Join us as Jess brings the magic of the Faroe Islands to the library.
She has some cool photos to share.
And then on Sunday, February 15th, Patricia and Josh will share their planning process and tips for traveling on a budget with their trips to Colorado, Atlanta, and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Cool.
And on March 8th, join Tara as she takes us on a Euro trip adventure, one plane, one train, and automobile at a time.
Thank you for your enthusiasm. Appreciate it.
If you happen to be listening to us on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the ring bell for notifications. Leave us a comment down below telling us your favorite anime, manga, or graphic novel series.
Yeah. If you're listening on Spotify, please like the episode and please like our whole page. We appreciate you.
This has been In the Library with
Tara.
I'm probably Adrian, and our special guest,
Liz!